Have you ever scrolled through the news, seen a billion-dollar startup, and then realized its CEO is incredibly young? Do you ever wonder how people in their 20s or 30s are able to lead massive corporations, manage thousands of employees, and achieve such phenomenal success? While many of us are still trying to find our footing, they've already built powerful empires. Do they know something we don't? Is it just luck, or being in the right place at the right time? The answer is a firm no. It's not luck. It's strategy. It's not magic. It's method. Their success is built on core leadership principles, bold thinking, and skills sharpened through daily practice. Today, we're not talking about empty theories. We're going behind the scenes to uncover 5 proven leadership secrets. Secret weapons that some of the world's most successful young CEOs like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Drew Houston of Dropbox, and rising Vietnamese entrepreneurs like Le Yen Tan of Phenica Maes have been quietly using. Watch this video all the way through because each secret isn't just a business lesson, it's a life lesson. Especially the 4th one, it might completely change how you view power. And the final secret will arm you with a powerful tool to make sure you never get left behind. Secret number 1. Being true to yourself and the power of an outside advisory board. The first secret, and arguably the most foundational, sounds simple but is incredibly profound. Be brutally honest with yourself and build a trusted network of outside advisors. At first, this might seem counterintuitive. Leaders are supposed to be the most confident, the ones with all the answers right. Not exactly. The most successful young CEOs understand that one of the deadliest mistakes is the illusion of being all-knowing. They embrace the fact that they don't know everything and that admission is in fact their greatest strength. Being honest with yourself isn't just about being authentic. It means having a crystal clear awareness of your strengths and, more importantly, your weaknesses. Many young leaders feeling the pressure to prove themselves try to hide their flaws. They worry that if their team sees them as anything less than perfect, they'll lose respect. But the truth is just the opposite. When a leader has the courage to say, "I don't have the answer, let's figure it out together," or "Skill X isn't my strong suit, I need your help," they're not showing weakness. They're creating a safe, empowered environment and demonstrating real confidence. The kind that comes from self-awareness, not a fake veneer of perfection. But how does a CEO even recognize their own blind spots? That's where the second half of this secret comes in. Build an external advisory board. This isn't your company's board of directors. This is a group of people you trust completely, those with no financial stake or conflicts of interest in your company. They could be former bosses, entrepreneurs in other industries, or even experts in unrelated fields. The point of this board is simple: to give you honest, unfiltered feedback with no sugarcoating. Tim Armstrong, former CEO of Oath, the parent company of Yahoo and AOL, is a great example. He revealed that he had a personal circle of 5 to 8 advisors outside the company whom he met with regularly to talk through his toughest challenges. Armstrong emphasized that while internal team members may be brilliant and loyal, it's often hard for them to give the boss truly candid criticism. An outside advisory board, on the other hand, brings objective perspectives and can spot issues you may never have considered. Imagine you're a pilot. Your team is the flight crew. They help run the operation from inside. But they can't see the full picture of the plane from the outside. Your advisory board. They're the air traffic controllers. Positioned at a different vantage point, they can alert you to storms ahead that you might not even see coming. Action steps practice. Honest self-reflection. Every week, write down 3 things you did well and 3 things you could have done better. For each needs improvement, ask yourself, why did this go wrong? Was it a lack of knowledge, a bad habit, or a personal weakness? Facing these truths is tough, but it's the first step toward growth. Build your personal advisory board. Make a list of 5 people you admire and trust. They don't need to be famous or even in your industry. Reach out and invite them for a thinking coffee. Be sincere. I really admire the way you think about specific topic. I'm working through a challenge and would love to hear your perspective. You'll be surprised how generous people are when asked to share their wisdom. Learn to receive feedback gracefully. When someone gives you criticism, resist the urge to get defensive. Instead of saying, but, try, thank you. Can you tell me more about that? Treat every piece of feedback as a valuable gift. It's insight you might not get anywhere else. Secret number 2. The 5-year compass strategy and a limitless learning mindset. If the first secret is about looking inward to understand yourself, the second is about looking outward and forward. Successful young CEOs don't just work hard, they work with purpose. They rely on 2 powerful tools, a long-term vision and an insatiable hunger to learn. Let's start with the 5-year compass. Drew Houston, founder and CEO of Dropbox, once advised young people to define clearly what they want to achieve in the next 5 years. This isn't about writing a detailed business plan, it's about crafting a clear, compelling vision. A mental image of where you and your organization want to be 60 months from now. Why 5 years? 1 year is too short. You risk getting caught up in busy work. 10 years is too long, it's easy to get vague or lose focus. But 5 years, it's the sweet spot, long enough to dream big, short enough to force you to act now. This compass becomes a powerful decision filter. Whenever they face a new opportunity, these leaders ask, will this bring us closer to the people or organization we want to become in 5 years? If the answer is no, no matter how tempting the opportunity may be, they're willing to walk away. But having a vision isn't enough. The world moves fast. That's where the second half of this secret becomes critical, a mindset of continuous learning. Drew Houston also emphasized, nobody is born a CEO. Every skill is learned. The most successful young leaders are the fastest learners. They treat the startup journey like a real-world MBA. They devour books, binge podcasts, take online courses, and turn every conversation into a learning opportunity. More importantly, they're not afraid to fail because they view every failure as a valuable lesson. When a marketing campaign flops, they don't play the blame game. Instead, they regroup and ask, what did we learn? What assumptions were wrong? What will we do differently next time? This mindset turns their organization into a learning machine, constantly adapting and improving. Action steps design your 5-year compass. Set aside a quiet afternoon and ask yourself in detail, what will my life, career, or business look like 5 years from now? What is the single most important skill I'll need to get there? Turn your answers into a clear vision statement and revisit it every month to stay focused. Create a learning roadmap. Based on your 5-year vision, identify the 3 most important skills you need to improve in the next 6 months. For each skill, build a practical learning plan. What books will you read? What podcasts or videos will you watch? And most importantly, where will you practice this skill? Start a learning journal. At the end of each day, spend 5 minutes answering this simple question. What did I learn today? This builds the habit of actively looking for learning opportunities and trains your brain to grow every single day. Secret number 3. The art of fast assertion and a mindset of service. When a young leader steps into a leadership role, one of the biggest challenges is earning trust, especially from team members who are older or more experienced. This is where secret number 3 comes into play, combining fast, confident assertion with a deep spirit of service. Successful young CEOs don't try to play it safe in their early days. They know that the initial period is critical for establishing authority. That's why they aim to assert themselves quickly. Now, fast assertion doesn't mean being authoritarian. It means showing clarity and decisiveness from the very start. Instead of spending weeks just observing, they jump in and schedule one-on-one meetings with every team member. Then they quickly draft a 30, 60, 90-day action plan. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it must show that the new CEO has a clear direction and a roadmap to achieve some early wins. The message this sends, I'm here. I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. But decisiveness alone isn't enough. Without balance, it can easily come off as arrogance. What sets great young leaders apart is the mindset of service. These exceptional CEOs understand that leadership isn't about being the star. Their job is to create an environment where others can shine. They shift the focus from me to we. And this service-driven approach shows up in tangible ways. They remove obstacles for their team. They shield their people when needed. They give credit publicly and generously. They constantly ask, "What can I do to help you do your job better?" When the team sees that every firm decision comes from a genuine desire to make the whole organization stronger, they don't just comply, they buy in. They follow not because they have to, but because they want to. Because respect doesn't come from titles. It comes from admiring a leader who is both capable and deeply committed to putting the team first. Action steps. Run a listening tour. In your first 2 weeks in a new leadership role, meet with each team member and ask 3 questions. What's working really well right now? If you had a magic wand, what would you change? What can I do to help you succeed? Announce a 90-day plan. Based on what you've learned, create a simple 3-month action plan. Focus on your top 2 to 3 priorities. Share it with the whole team and invite their feedback. Practice servant leadership daily. Every day. Ask yourself, what did I do today to make at least one teammate's job easier? Sometimes it's as simple as giving someone a genuine compliment. Secret number 4. Building a strong team with both heart and vision. No matter how talented a CEO is, they can't succeed alone. Their success depends almost entirely on the people they choose to bring along. Secret number 4 is all about building a strong, united team led by someone with both heart and vision. These aren't abstract ideas. Heart and vision are the 2 core pillars that give an organization both strength and direction. Vision is strategic foresight. It's the ability to look beyond day-to-day issues and see the bigger picture. A leader with vision doesn't get bogged down by small crises. They think long-term. You'll see it in how they hire, they recruit the best and empower them fully. They don't want yes people. They want experts who can challenge them and bring more to the table. As John Schwartz, CEO of Vizier, put it, to succeed, you need to build a team that fills in the gaps where you fall short. A classic example, when Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin, despite being tech geniuses, brought in Eric Schmidt, a seasoned executive, as CEO to help them scale. That's vision, knowing what you don't know and finding the right people to bridge the gap. But vision alone isn't enough. A team full of superstars with no unity quickly turns into chaos. That's where heart becomes essential. Heart means passion, integrity, and the ability to create a culture where the collective good comes before personal gain. A leader with heart never takes credit from their team. They step forward to take responsibility when things go wrong and step back to let the team shine when things go right. Heart shows up in how they build a fair, transparent, and psychologically safe workplace. When a leader combines heart and vision, it creates a powerful gravitational pull. Top talent joins the company because of the vision. They see a promising future. But they stay because of the heart, because they feel respected, trusted, and part of something that truly matters. Action steps. Expand your vision. Dedicate at least 20% of your reading time to books on strategy and biographies of great leaders. When evaluating a challenge, ask yourself, from the perspective of 3 years from now, how important is this really? Hire for vision, not just experience. In interviews, don't just ask about past achievements. Ask about the future. Where do you see your career in 5 years? Look for people whose ambition aligns with your company's vision. Practice hard every day. Give public recognition. Start meetings by openly thanking or praising an individual or team for something they did well. Own mistakes. The next time something goes wrong, be the first to say, "This is on me. Let's analyze what went wrong and how we can fix it." Create conflict. Ground rules. Collaborate with your team to set simple principles like challenge ideas, not people. Secret number 5, listen to lead. The power of reverse mentorship. We've arrived at the final secret, one that's revolutionary and perfectly suited for today's fast-changing world. The ability to listen and learn from your own team, especially younger employees, through a practice called reverse mentorship. In traditional leadership models, knowledge flows top-down. But in the 21st century, that approach is outdated. New technologies, social platforms, and disruptive business models are emerging constantly, and the people who understand them best are often the youngest on your team. Millennials and Gen Z. The most successful young CEOs understand this to stay relevant. Knowledge must flow both ways. They don't just lead, they learn. They don't just teach, they actively seek to be taught by the people they manage. The concept of reverse mentorship was pioneered by Jack Welch, the legendary former CEO of General Electric. In the late 1990s, as the internet exploded, he realized many of GE's senior execs didn't truly grasp it. So he required 500 of his top leaders to pair up with younger tech-savvy employees who could teach them directly. The results were game-changing. It accelerated digital literacy and broke down generational silos within the company. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, is also a big believer in this approach. He champions a learn-it-all culture rather than a know-it-all mindset. And to be a learn-it-all. There's no better method than listening deeply to the diverse voices within your organization, especially the younger ones. Reverse mentorship isn't just about tech. A young marketing associate might mentor the CEO on TikTok trends. A junior designer could educate the executive team on what Gen Z values in aesthetics and branding. Adopting reverse mentorship brings powerful benefits, drives innovation. Fresh ideas go straight to the decision makers, boosts engagement. Young employees feel heard, valued, and more connected. Strengthens leadership skills. It trains leaders to listen with humility. A leader who embraces reverse mentorship isn't weak. Quite the opposite, they're incredibly confident. Confident enough to admit I don't know and open enough to learn from anyone regardless of title or age. Action steps. Launch a reverse mentorship program. Identify a key area where you or your leadership team feel out of depth, e.g., AI social media marketing. Then invite a few passionate younger employees to join a 3-month reverse mentorship initiative. Let them lead the learning. Host reverse. Ask Me Anything sessions. Flip the usual format. Instead of employees asking the CEO questions, let the CEO ask them. Prepare thoughtful questions on a new or unfamiliar topic and invite a group of younger team members to challenge your assumptions and share insights. Integrate reverse listening into meetings. In every strategy meeting, set aside time at the end for a segment called The Fresh Perspective. Invite the youngest team members in the room to share their thoughts. You'll often hear insights that longtime leaders completely overlook. We've just explored the 5 core secrets behind the success of some of the world's most exceptional young leaders. Let's recap. It begins with brutal honesty with oneself, supported by a trusted personal advisory board to shine light on blind spots. Then comes the 5-year compass to chart the course, paired with a relentless hunger to learn in order to stay adaptable. Third is the art of fast assertion to build credibility quickly, combined with a spirit of service that earns trust. Fourth is building a powerhouse team rooted in both heart and vision, attracting talent with bold dreams and keeping them with genuine care. And finally, leading through listening, harnessing the power of reverse mentorship to turn your entire organization into a learning machine. What do all 5 secrets have in common? They're all about people. At its core, leadership is the ability to understand, elevate, and connect with people, starting with yourself. These young CEOs aren't superheroes. They have fears, they have doubts, but what sets them apart is how strategically they face them. They turn weakness into a reason to seek help. They turn power into a responsibility to serve. and they turn listening into the most powerful engine for innovation. Knowledge only becomes powerful when it's put into action. Right after watching this video, choose one leadership secret that resonated most with you and commit to taking one small action related to it this week. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to hit the like button. And more importantly, subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so we can keep growing together. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of the 5 leadership secrets made the biggest impact on you and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement is the biggest motivation for us to keep creating meaningful content. Remember, success doesn't wait for age. It waits for action. The journey to becoming an exceptional leader starts with the small steps you take today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.